place as though it was something I needed to learn. A time and a place for my opinions to be voiced, and a time and a place for me to be heard. And a time and a place for laughter. And clearly she had a problem. She was unable to identify the difference between truth and chit-chatter. She thought it was my world she managed to shatter, or that tears was what she managed to splatter onto my youthful face. But that didn't matter, because what mattered was the impression she made, and instead of hate, it was my fears that were able to escape. And doubt, like light, had no choice but to scatter. That box she tried to put me in couldn't hold me. Not my thoughts, not my ideas, not my succession in unveiling hypocrisy, or the inner works of my destiny, or my defiance of idiocracy. And she didn't see the opportunity she gave me. She was too busy trying to shove me in a shoebox, as if I was supposed to fit. Well, my right foot was too big, left leg too long, and then there was the span of my hips, which was in no comparison to the size of my mouth or the words that parted from my lips, which was God's attempt to keep up with the capacity of my brain, which was in no competition to the size of my heart, which homeboys from the block without a second thought took in vain. He was what I call the love thief. Never again would I surrender my rights as a woman to blossom like the wildflower I am, delicate and easily broken, but incapable of going down without a fight. And after all that, she was still right. She was right about a time and a place. She just forgot to mention that where her time was ending, mine was just beginning. And that place she tried to put me was the same place she occupied, a place where ignorance could not make any accommodation to keep me locked up inside. But still, I must thank her for her stupidity, and for setting this caged bird free and giving me my wings to soar to follow through with my duties. Just as someone dropped the jewels on me, it's now my obligation, my black obligation, my white, my Asian, my Hispanic, my motherly instinct, my sisterly, and even for the enemy, to drop the jewels of knowledge onto you as someone was kind enough to bestow on me. Because every day there's a time and a place, an opportunity that may pass you by because you were too busy entertaining lies, feeding from a plastic pear, soaking up nutrients from a dirt-filled air. Can you say you give justice to a classroom? Or are you the student that just sits there, tapping your pen to the ticks of the clock, taking a precious space, continuing to add suffrage to the human race? Learn the difference. The difference between living and existing and enlisting yourself on a road consumed by failure. The difference of just making babies every other week and a planned commitment to raising your children for the next 20 to 25 years. The difference in government assistance and depending solely on the existence of the government. Or that there is no substantial difference between tolerating and ignoring. Because if you're ignorant enough to ignore someone calling you a bitch or a nigga, you might as well be my nigga bitch or bitch nigga that gets to walk every morning. And why would you allow me to address you with these names? Why would you accept this kind of disrespect? Our goal was not to misdirect, but instead reflect on ourselves. The goal was to provoke an effective change. Spark a revolution where our old mindsets are challenged and then rearranged.